What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another video from Feature Tech. In this video, I'm going to be unboxing and taking a look at the LG PuriCare AeroTower Purifying Fan. Now, before we get deep into the video, make sure to subscribe for more awesome videos like this. Let's get into it. So let's now begin unboxing the fan, and while I do that, let me just tell you a little bit about it. So the box is about 4 feet high. So if you have a small car and you're not sure if this is going to fit, keep that in mind. It is a big box. And then the other thing you should keep in mind is the price. This goes for $550. Although I live in New Jersey, so I was able to get a $50 rebate for this because it's an Energy Star appliance. But let's now open it up and see what you get. Now that I took everything out of the box, let's see what you get. First, you get the battery for the remote. Next, you have the remote itself. Now, I'm gonna go over in about a minute what this remote does and all of its functions. Next, you have the owner's manual, as well as this little piece of paper here that says to share your opinion. Next, you have this piece of paper also telling you how the control panel works on top of the fan, which again, I'm going to show you later in the video, and then all the controls for the remote as well. Now we get to the main event of this purifying fan, and that is the filter. Now, to get access to the filter, you just have to pull this flap right here. This flap is magnetic, that piece of plastic, and you just pull, and there you go. Then you just take the piece of plastic that has the filter, and then you just pull that out. And here's what the filter looks like, and here's what it looks like on the inside. Looks really nice. And as you can see right here, true HEPA filter. Now, when you install the filter back in, you have to make sure that the flap is facing out, so that way you're able to take out the filter. So we're just gonna push it back in, and there you go. But then once you're ready to take it out again, let's just say you need to replace it, you just take it out with the flap. One thing I wanna know about the filter is that because it's made out of this plastic material, LG is already acknowledging that once you keep putting it in and out, it's gonna eventually scratch the top of the material of the fan inside, and it actually tells you right here at the second bullet, I don't know how well you can see it, but it says that scratches may occur and that does not affect the operation of the fan whatsoever. Once you install the filter back in with the flap facing outward, you just take the bottom plastic piece and you just align it as best as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect because the magnets will do the job for you. Let me now go over what this fan offers, beginning with the fact that this features a UV nanotechnology, which is a type of technology that kills 99.9% of bacteria that is getting stuck on the blades of the fan internally. And that is a great feature because you don't want the dust piling up on the blades, being shot out right in your room and contaminating the room further. Now, speaking of contamination, this fan also features a particular micron sensor of 1.0, which means it can detect contaminants up to 1 micron or smaller in diameter. It also features 10 speed levels for your fan, as well as a turbo mode that gives it a nice little boost of air so it can help cool down your room. And you can control all of this using the LG ThinQ app, which is great, and I'm going to show you later in the video. But if you do not have access to the app, you also have the screen on the fan itself where you can utilize the I button on the remote, which is the information button, and you can go between different sections on that screen, and you can look at your air quality, your different sizes of particulate matter in that room, and as well as the temperature and humidity level. To install the battery in your remote, you're going to find this clip down here at the bottom of the remote, and then you're going to push down and then push up. Now, I find that the best tool to use, believe it or not, is a Q-tip, and that's actually what they recommend in the owner's manual. So you can then push down just like this and push up at the same time, and there you go. And then you're going to take your battery and put the plus up where it shows you the plus symbol right here. And you're gonna have it facing up and then push in into the LG logo, and you're all set. So now let me give you a tour of the remote. So right here you have your power button so we can turn on the fan. You're gonna hear a set of those beeping noises. Next, you have your up and down arrow to adjust the fan speed. Now, the cool thing with this is that instead of if I wanted to go up to speed 10, now instead of me clicking 10 times, what you can do is just hold the up arrow, hold it down, and it goes up as long as you're holding it down. Now, same thing with the down arrow. You can hold it and it will go back down again. And there you go. Now, the button right below that to the left is your mode button. And then the I right here is the information button, and you can use that to go between different menus on the fan screen itself. So right now it says air quality, but you can press on info, and now you can look at the particulate matter of 10 microns. Now let's take a look at the other side. So the first button that you have on the other side is turbo mode. So if I press on that, it's gonna make the fan a whole lot louder and a whole lot stronger. So let's do that now. So definitely quite a bit of a difference. So I'm gonna press on the turbo button again to make it go back down to level 1 where it was originally. Now below that is auto mode, where you can let the fan decide for you based on the environment that it's in, what fan speed and what mode it wants to use. Below that is your oscillation. So if you press on that and keep pressing on it multiple times, you can select between different options. So as you can see, if I press on it once, 45 pops up. If I press on it again, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, 140 degrees, and off, which is neat. And then below is your sleep timer, which also doubles if you hold it down for 2 seconds. It doubles down as your display brightness. A cool feature about one of the modes for this fan is that if you press on this button right here, where you can choose the direction that you want the air to come out of. So right now, if I want it going into diffusion mode, notice what happens right here. As you can see, you see those little dividers coming in, and what that's doing is shooting the air upward. And now if I press on the mode button again, as you can see now it's in wide mode, and then you see those dividers retreating back into their slot, which is super cool. Another neat feature that this fan has is if you have children running around your house and you don't want them to change around the settings of the fan, what you can do is press and hold the mode button. And what this does is that it puts the fan in child lock mode. So that way nobody can change the settings of the fan unless you do so. And the only way that you take it off of child lock mode is to press and hold on the mode button again to unlock that. When it comes to moving the fan, there's a handle behind it, and then what you can do is place your other hand in front of the fan to move it around. But keep in mind, if you have a bad back, this fan is going to be a pain to move around because it weighs almost 28 pounds. Moving on now to the control panel on top of the fan. So right here you have your power button to turn the fan on and off. Then you have your adjuster for your fan speed, so you can increase the fan speed, decrease the fan speed. And then on the other end, you have your mode button, same thing with the remote. And also, just like the remote, you have your auto button and then your oscillation button. But the cool thing up here with this oscillation button is if you press and hold for 3 seconds, it activates the Wi-Fi, which is another part we're gonna get into now. But another cool thing about this fan is to the side of it, you have this magnet for your remote. So let me just adjust the camera a little bit so you see it better. So as you can see, there's a special place where you can just put the remote. It sticks magnetically and you don't have to worry about losing it. Now it's time to pair the fan with the LG app. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna download and install the app, and I'll be back. So once you download the app, it's gonna ask you to sign up and create a new account, and that's exactly what I did. Now that you're in the main menu, I'm gonna select add a device, and it gives you 2 options or 2 ways you can add your device. And in my case, I'm gonna be scanning the QR code. Now the QR code would usually be right behind the machine. There's a sticker, and I'm just gonna find that sticker and then focus my camera on that barcode. And there you go. It did find the fan, so now I'm going to continue setting this up. The next step is to press and hold the oscillation button on top of the fan, not on the remote, for 3 seconds like this is saying. Once you successfully paired the fan, it brings you back to this menu, and then you'll see that the device, or in this case the fan, is going to be right here. So we're just going to press on that. And once you do, it brings you to this menu right here. So it's telling me that my air quality is good. And then if you keep going, you have a bunch of different settings that you can play around with. For example, the rotation and the degrees of your oscillation. Then you have your speed levels. Then you can adjust the mode. And then down here, you can schedule when you want to turn off and on your fan. And then you can adjust the display brightness and the UV nanotechnology. Now, when you go up here to the top right, those 3 dots, you're gonna press on that, and then you can go to your filter management. So in this case, we just got it and we just installed the filter, so it's at 100%. Now, if you go back, there's a really cool feature that's called Smart Diagnosis. And what that is, if you're sensing that there's an issue with the fan, you can have it diagnose itself and tell you if there's any potential problems. Next to the 3 dots that I showed you in the top right, there's like a tree symbol here. Now, if we press on this tree symbol, this comes up, and this measures and tells you the condition of the particulate matter in that room. So thankfully, for the 1.0, 2.5, and 10 microns, I'm all good on that. And then below that is your temperature for the room. So I'm at 73 degrees or 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Then your humidity is at 56 or 55%. Now I want to share with you my first impressions on this fan. So at $550, this fan is actually competitive with other high-end purifying fans like the Dyson TP04. But at the same time, I just noticed a few drawbacks with it, including the fact that this fan is really heavy, like really heavy for a purifying fan. So if you're trying to move this fan around, or you're planning to move it around from one room to another, keep in mind this is a 28-pound fan, and it's not going to be easy to lift and move around. Also, when this fan was unveiled at the CES 2022 event, LG mentioned that this fan will also have a heating mode, which was great on paper. But after getting the fan, and I did notice also looking at the product description, there was nothing advertised about heating mode. And I even checked in the app. And sticking with the app, there isn't many customizations that you can do in the app that you really can't do on your remote or the top control panel on top of the fan. For example, I thought I would be able to at least adjust the specific degree of my oscillation, and that wasn't the case. You're only set at 45, 60, 90, and I believe 140 degrees, which is pretty disappointing. Based on the last day that I've been using this fan, I definitely noticed that it blows out really cool air, and it's also very powerful with the fan speeds, especially when you put it in turbo mode. It is really great and pretty powerful as well. So this was my unboxing and setup video for the LG PuriCare AeroTower Purifying Fan. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and you should definitely subscribe if you're trying to watch more videos about this fan, because over the next coming weeks and couple months, I'm going to be putting out reviews, tutorial videos on it, so you don't want to miss out on those. So I hope you have a great day. Take care.